Hey, what's going on, hustlers? Welcome to the Working Class Hustler podcast. If you're interested in learning how you can make money with a business, but at the same time keeping your regular job, as you can see, I'm getting ready to go to work. Before I do that, we're going to make this video. Guys, it's so important, and I want to encourage you. If that's something you want to do, please don't hesitate. Having this business, in addition to having my regular job, is just amazing. Having two revenue streams, and then knowing that if something happens with one, you still got something else that's viable, that's real, that's going on. So in this video, we're basically going to compare 6 talking points here as far as selling on Amazon using the arbitrage business method versus the wholesale business method. Okay. And I can tell you right now, they both work. If you have not started a business in addition to your regular job, don't get caught up on either or. The most important thing is to get started. They're both good. I've done them both. But if you follow my channel, you know I started this channel back in 2017. We've got over 450 videos. Do subscribe and all that. But you'll notice there's been a shift, right? I used to do 100% arbitrage. And now I do pretty much 100%, not full, but pretty much all wholesale. Why? Well, when we talk about these 6 points here, you're going to understand how and why I made the shift. But one is not better than the other. So don't get that. That's not what this video is about, trying to, really pit them against each other and coming out zero sum total. That's not what it is. But I just want you to consider, my thoughts on this, and it might help you if you're on the fence. Which one should I do? After you hear these points, you might be able to pick which one is better for you starting out. Remember, there's no law against pivoting, and if you stay in business long enough, you're probably going to pivot. So know that going in. So number one, ease of starting. How easy is it getting started? Well, a lot of you guys know that arbitrage means you just go into a retail store, find something on the shelf that you can sell on Amazon or whatever platform, and you just start selling it. Literally, you're buying it retail, you flipping it, you turn around and you sell it retail, cut and dry. Like literally, you can start your Amazon account, walk into a store today, sell a product today. Okay? Because it's very easy to list it. Now, on the other hand, if you want to get into wholesale, well, where do you start? It's much more involved, because first you got to pick a brand, then you got to reach out to that brand or the distributor of that brand. You're going to have a legitimate business in most cases. That means having your EIN number, your DBA, and all these types of things. You need to be a legal entity in most cases. You might be able to get away with it as a sole proprietor. These are things you're going to have to do the research. You're going to have to make effort. It's not as easy as just walking into the store, buying, turning around, selling. Okay. So, it's not as easy with wholesale. Now, I'm not going to get into it, but I will tell you it's definitely worth it. It's a slightly higher barrier to entry, and that means you don't have as much riffraff right along with you. Okay. Nothing wrong with arbitrage. You do get your share of riffraff because the barrier is very low. Number 2, scalability and variety. Scalability meaning how big can you grow the business. Variety is, as it says, how many different types of products can you sell. Now, when you talk about arbitrage, walking into a store, everything you see on the shelves is potentially product that you could sell, provided that you're not gated, and things of that nature. But potentially everything you see, you can sell. So you got your variety there. Now, but you're going to be limited in a way. Okay, let's say you have a certain brand. You walked into a store, there's a certain brand you like. Well, you can sell everything that you see on the shelves. That brand may have all types of things, but you don't have that available because your source is the store. Okay. On the other hand, same brand, you do the research, you do the work, you go through the hoops and over the hurdles, and now you have access to that brand's entire catalog. That's different. Now you have variety. But you see, They both offer variety. They both have limitations. Okay. So number 3, returns and buybacks. When you get into this business, there's trial and error. There's going to be products that you thought you could sell or you just wanted to test out, and now you cannot sell it. Can you return it? Yes, but there could be limitations there. You know, you might even just feel a certain way about buying a whole grocery cart full of stuff at Target or Best Buy, whatever, and then turning around and bringing that whole cart back and trying to return it. I'm not saying that it cannot be done. It is done. But I don't know. You might run into some things and you just have to, it's not quite the same as wholesale, because when it comes to wholesalers, they're accustomed to that. You have a relationship with them and they understand that certain products may not work for you, and you're in a long-term business deal, almost partnership with them. So you're not going to send back all of your inventory and say, give me my money back. You're going to send back, in most cases, all that inventory and say, hey, let's exchange it for something else. It's an ongoing relationship. So you don't need to feel a certain kind of way. You don't need to be, going through, people looking at you sideways at the customer service desk or whatever it may be. I'm not saying that you can't return things with arbitrage, because you can. But I will say, when you're dealing with wholesalers and manufacturers and vendors, they are set up for that. Give you a quick example before we move on to point 4. I sell mostly snack foods. Okay. By the way, if you want to learn how to sell that, look in the description, free webinar. Guys, you got to get into it. Oh my God, there's just so much we got to talk about. I love selling food. I'm going to try to stay off of that because we already took care of that in the webinar. But when it comes to snack foods, you're dealing with expiration dates, and the vendors already got that factored into their business model. They know some products are going to stale out, and all I have to do is say, hey, look, I'm getting close to dates. Can we exchange them? No problem. I'm getting close to dates. Can we exchange them for something different? Can I get a credit? It's never a problem. Okay. Number 4, let's talk about relationships, because in any business, the relationship is the essence. That's what's really going to get you going, guys. Be nice, be personable, be a likable person, because it's going to take you to the highest heights in business. People do business with who they like. Okay. That goes for everybody, manufacturers, vendors, all of these people. And so what happens is this: when we're comparing arbitrage versus wholesale, okay, I'm going to tell you that relationships count in both. One isn't better. However, it takes time. Both of them. You got to put in your work. You got to be persistent. You got to persevere. And over time, guys, I hate to tell you, but it's going to take, in some cases, years in order to build the trust, the relationship that can really move you high. And I think the slight edge kind of goes to wholesale when it comes to that. I'm not saying you can't build relationships with arbitrage. I had relationships that were built up to the point where I just walked in, went right to the back, grabbed the 2-wheel dolly. So I'm not saying that you can't do it, but oh my, when you build a relationship with a manufacturer, with an authorized distributor, with a vendor, oh my goodness, the things you can do. I could do a whole video about how your relationship with your supplier on the wholesale side, the potential is amazing. I mean, I'm talking, I've had wholesalers say, hey, you know what, we're getting ready to throw this stuff out. You can have it. We're literally going to throw it in the trash. You take it. You know what that means? I paid nothing for inventory that I'm selling. I mean, that's just one example. Like I said, I could go on and on about it. So relationships, I would say, they're both good, because you can have managers that are, and I do have managers calling me saying, hey, we got a sale going. You're going to want to take advantage of this. And they already know what I like. They know my replens and stuff like that. But man, that wholesale side, whew, let's talk about systems and operations. This is a big one, guys, because remember, I'm not just talking about a hustle here. I'm talking about a legitimate, viable business that stays around year after year after year after year. And successful businesses all have systems and, operations, the way they do things. when you are doing wholesale, a lot of times you're going to be working with the same products. And what that does is that allows you to get to know that product, you know, intimately. You get to know that product, the size of it. So you know, okay, you know what? We know what size box we need for this. So now we can go out and find a supplier that can give us a cheap price if we buy in bulk, because we keep selling the same product. We know the characteristics of that product. We know how it ships. We know the likelihood of damage. We know, you know, our margins. We got everything down with this product because we keep selling this product, and we can build systems and operations around that product. Okay. With arbitrage, yes, you can do it, but it's going to be much more generalized, because with arbitrage, you're constantly selling different things. With arbitrage, I'm selling this because I found it on sale this week. But what about next week? Well, next week I'm on something else. You know, for example, now you can get into some replens, but even replens, that's a beast. Okay, because I'm not going to get off into it, but don't think you're just going to sell this and nobody's watching you. Oh, people are watching you, and they're going to say, oh, I see he's selling his, I can sell this. Well, if you're on the wholesale side, he sees what you're doing, but he may not be able to do it because he can't get his hands on it. And that's a little off topic, but I had to put that in there. So let's move on to the final point, which is the amount of work, the amount of effort that it takes to do arbitrage versus wholesale. This one is probably one of the biggest reasons why I do primarily wholesale. Here's how mine work, guys. And I got videos where you can see me doing this stuff. You've seen me in big warehouses, blah, blah, blah. The point is this. With wholesale, the way I do my business right now, I have one day out of the week, because I work a regular job. One day out of the week, I go 2 towns over. I see 2 vendors and I pick up. I go to 2 warehouses, and my van, the mystery van, as we call it, is literally filled to the gills. I can't even see out of that thing sometimes when I'm coming back, but that's one day out of the week. And now I got my inventory. You know why? Because I go pick it all up that one day, and then I got 3 other vendors that deliver right to my house. See, that's different. That's not arbitrage. See, when you build your relationships with your vendors, with your suppliers, manufacturers, all that crap, when it comes to wholesale, some of them will come to you. They're coming around the stores anyway. So they put you in on their route. So that makes it easy. When I was doing all arbitrage, I had to get up, get out, and go get it. I was just hitting up stores. And, you know, it takes energy. It takes a lot. You know what I mean? Can you do it? Absolutely. Can you outsource it? Absolutely. But if it's going to be you, if you're like me, you work a job and then you work the business and you do it all, because you can. There's nothing wrong with it, guys. Then wholesale is going to be easier. So if you made it this far, guys, you are serious. You are a working class hustler. And so let me extend this offer to you since you made it this far. If you have any questions, guys, please text me. Text the words working class hustler to the number on your screen and allow me personally to call you back. I do it all the time. I've been doing it for years. Most people don't take advantage of it. So never think, oh, he's too busy. Oh, there's too many people calling. Most people don't, because most people aren't serious. Most people would not even make it this far into the video. You want to know how long most people watch our videos? About 7 minutes, if we're lucky. If we're lucky. Okay. A lot of this stuff, guys, and I'm just going to ramble a little bit, because if you made it this far, I know you're serious. A lot of this stuff, people just kind of look at watching how to make money as a hobby, not doing anything, just studying. Okay. So they're just clicking around for the next dopamine hit that they're going to get, the feel good that they're going to get, the warm and fuzzy feeling, as my producer Jim always talks about. You know, you might have a question. I don't care what it is, guys. And if I can't answer it, I will attempt to get an answer for you, because I got a group. We got a private group that meets every Sunday. If you're interested in that, we'll put the link in the description. It's, oh my goodness, it's amazing. It's amazing. We source together, and we never walk away from a meeting without getting something good that we can all take advantage of. It's wonderful, but I wanted to put that out there for you. Again, if you made it this far, you owe it to yourself. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like to help us all out. Leave a comment. Some of you guys have experience. We need that. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video.